Hi everybody. Hi. Sorry I'm late again. Had a bit of a late start and stuff, but I think I got everything working up again, and I think I'm back on track with normal stuff. Um, I go back to school tomorrow, so my head's gonna be filled with a whole bunch of information about bones and ear bones and skull bones and mallas and incas and I keep wanting to say stirrup, but it's not stirrup, it's stapes. I'm going to memorize all three of those bone types, plus the concha that's connected to the auditory nerve. Got to remember all that stuff for my quiz on Tuesday. So my head's hurting a lot from all that reading, and I'm still trying to keep practicing reading it, and all that stuff. But I figured that I could take at least about 2 hours to go ahead and play a little bit of Ace Attorney because, well, we haven't been playing it in so long, and I really wanted to get back to it. In fact, I decided to do something different this time around. Um, I have decided that I am going to aim to have 2 days every week dedicated to these two games. So Ace Attorney today, Danganronpa tomorrow. Most of the rest of the day is going to be based on a theme, and then 2 days per week is going to be Koi. So that's 2 games of visual novels, 2 games of Koi. Everything in between will be based on the theme for the week. That way, I will be able to keep sanity level pretty good, and I'll be able to actually enjoy streaming again. As I said before, I'm going to avoid requesting game codes unless it's something I really, really want, but really want to play, obviously. But I don't like having tight windows on my content. So, yeah. There are going to be some games coming up this week that I think, are debuting for the first time. Yeah. As I said, Ace Attorney 2 is today. Danganronpa 2 is tomorrow. Then we have three indie games to showcase. Neo Harbor Rescue Squad, Battle Aces Beta, and Tales of Oru Deathless. Then the two Koi games. And then I don't know what I'm doing on Sunday. I think I should just improvise on that one because I might have to put Ace Attorney back on that other one. But I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out because I am bringing back great Final Fantasy X as well. I'm trying to get a system set up for that. I'm not sure what the system's gonna be yet. Well, I have two main goals. One, to finish a lot of these games, and two, to focus on showcasing all of the games I have on my hard drive that I need to showcase so I can actually get some of these games uninstalled before I wind up running out of space, because at this point I have over 128 games installed. And many of them I want to keep going back to, but I know I don't have the space nor the time to do it all. Maybe once the winter semester comes, I will have a lot more free time so I can actually start streaming in the daytime during those time frames. At least to that point. I I had to be really careful not to get myself sick or to get myself injured or need medical attention for the next couple months because my medical coverage doesn't begin until January. So I'm kind of screwed until then. Hopefully, I have enough medicine to hold me over until then. Mostly due to me actually forgetting to take my medicine, honestly. But yeah, I do have enough to handle getting by. I'm just scared to build up medical bills. I don't quite all right yet. But I did get some things accomplished today. I got to design a few more sponsored panels down there to include a couple of new ones. So, like Play Asia has a new one. Humble Bundle has a new one. Pretty much every sponsor I have, I've been putting all into here, and I had to redesign all of the systems into a whole new layout to fit within that rectangle. It wasn't easy, I assure you, but I pulled it off. But yeah, that's what I'm going to aim for. I am going to kind of start reducing my streaming output, so I'm not going to be on so many channels at once, because it's, even though I can do it, and I only should actually save that type of situation for when I want to showcase indie games, it's a lot of work setting up a lot of channels, okay? I am playing on one, two, three, uh, how many am I on now? Now? I don't know. I have absolutely no idea how many channels I'm streaming on. Okay, there's 3 there. Trovo, YouTube, Twitch is 3. Then there's Kick, which I'm sending directly from the OBS, plus the vertical YouTube. So that's 5 different channels I'm streaming to right at this moment. So those were the easiest ones to do. Setting up the ones for Facebook, BitChute, Odyssey, Twitter, they require so many more extra steps. So I will actually save those particular additional channels for streams that actually need a lot of viewership. So I can actually make sure that they get the highest level of visibility covered. Sorry. And I'm going to save the special ones that I know I want to showcase, like Ace Attorney, Danganronpa, Koei games, to be only on these main 5 platforms. That way I'll still get a decent reach, but it's not going to be taking me an hour or so to get them all set up. So that's what I'll be doing. Okay. So I did put some new stuff in the Discord as well. I put up images of all of the end links to all of my new sponsored links, as well as a full breakdown of what people can expect if they were to order any dubby. Because I just got a new tub in yesterday, and I figured it was a perfect time to show you guys exactly how big the container is, how much you're going to get in the container, how big the scoop is, how much water is needed, and how it's going to look once you mix it. I figured it didn't have to show all that, but I think I felt more better being honest about it, so no one has any big expectations. So they won't expect like a huge heavy tub when it's actually a condensed tub with a small funnel. I don't know. Yes, it is going to be good enough for 30 servings, no matter how big the discrepancy is. So, yeah. And I did try the new flavor today. It was quite intense. I've never tried passion fruit before, so it took me a little while to get used to it. I liked it. I just can't drink another one too soon because of how potent it is, though. So, I gotta be careful about that. Beyond that, I also tried something different last night on TikTok before I passed out. I didn't get to see the results of it yet, but let me do a quick check to see if I can see it. I took last night's stream and broke it up into several separate TikToks, and as expected, not many of them got a lot of views, but it was an experiment to see if people were willing to want to see that type of content. I don't know. I have no idea anymore. Well, some people are liking it, so I must be doing something right. Thank you for spending another amazing week of live. Don't miss out on your weekly recap. Recap? What recap? Yeah, I think I just saved that for Khalees. the TikToks. How you doing, Jamie? How are you? Yep, 8th Attorney time. At long last, we're going back to it. We have to finish this game. We have to. We have a goal. We have to finish this. We're all the way up to episode 4 in the trial. We're getting close to the end. I can feel it. I don't know how many cases are in this game, but 4 episodes, okay? Most games have either 4 to 5 episodes, so I'm thinking we're getting close to it. The last time we played this was back in October the 6th. So it's been literally over a month since we last played this. So I'm changing that. So making it back to being a weekly thing until we knock this sucker out. I would like to get back to Ace Attorney 2 by Christmas if I'm lucky. How are you there? How am I where? Or how am I where? I'm here. I'm here. Am I here? I hope I'm here. I better be here. Okay, let's see. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. We're just at the start of the trial, so I forgot which trial we were on. Let's look at the court record real quick, because I don't remember what trial we're on. Okay, Red-Headed League. Missing husband. Bringing photograph. Policeman figure. Oh, yeah, this is the one where Van Zeeks is on trial. Okay, got it. I think. Is it Van Zeeks? I don't remember. Oh, yeah, it is. Van Zeeks is on trial, and Kazuma is the prosecutor. Okay, so Kazuma's on the opposite side of the courtroom this time. Kazuma, who we thought was dead at the beginning of the first game. Oh no, I don't know where this game's gonna go. There's that old familiar feeling again. The crushing pressure of this historic courthouse. Actually, no. It's a little different today. There's an even more menacing tension in the air. There's a menacing tension in the air here today, isn't there, I suppose? Yes, I think so. Oh, yeah. Menacing, all right. They're menacing. Yeah, that's menacing. That's utterly menacing right now. He's right next to us, isn't he? Objection. This is gonna be so crazy because we're not gonna hear him yelling objection like we used to, and we get to hear Kazuma yell objection for the first time in a long time. So yeah, I don't know what to expect. It can only be the result of the menacing appearance of the defendant. A little more courtesy, if you please. Oh my! I do apologize. Uh-oh. However, you're certainly not mistaken that this trial is far from ordinary. What do you mean? I'm not privy to the details, however. I understand that no jury has been selected. What the fuck? What the hell? No jury! What do you mean no jury? This is a sick, demented joke, right? A trial without a jury? Well, that's just like the trial of the professor 10 years ago. A closed court. Good morning, my dear fellows. Mr. Sholmes. Have you made note of my hair, Mr. Naruhodo? An outright victory for science, you must agree. Yes, he's no longer a redhead. To be perfectly honest, so much happened yesterday that, well, I completely forgot about your little hair problem. No, he kind of cool with redhead, honestly. But what to one man is a little hair problem isn't to another a day of drinking dubious potion after dubious potion. You have no idea how much my stomach ails me this morning. Oh dear, How awful for you! I'm afraid you only have yourself to blame, Mr. Sholmes. And good morning to you, Mr. Reaper. I'm delighted to see you looking so full of vim. And I see London's celebrated great detective is as active as ever. Oh, you exaggerate, my dear fellow. Compared to my paltry engagements with a few trivial cases, the Reaper's overbearing presence is a far greater deterrent to the black roots of crime in our capital. And whilst I may not agree with your methods, there is at least one point on which I would readily commend you. What an honor, and what would that be? Your eye for a good lawyer, sir. Mr. Sholmes! After all, behind this lawyer is a very great mind, my own. What are you trying to say? I wish only to say that you should be prepared for quite a trial, Mr. Reaper. Sorry to barge in. Mikotoba? Oh, now I remember who's dead. The detective is dead. Oh crap! I forgot about that. I was at some weird scene, Gina, without the detective or fish and chips eating detective. What the heck? I forgot about that. Jeez. Gina, what's that on her arm? It's a mourning band, I suppose. Father, shouldn't you be at the symposium? It's been postponed, so I have some free time. I decided to come along with the police inspector to see our country's up-and-coming student in action. Oh my god, no pressure! No pressure! I shall be very interested to see the fruits of your studies over the past year. Uh-oh. Well, it's an honor to have you here. Let's hope there are some fruits to see. Odo. Oh, yes, Gina? Why'd you agree to this, eh? Why'd you take him on? This Reaper bloke, everyone says it. And what? What killed the boss? I'm sorry, Gina, but I just don't believe that. Well, if it weren't real, well, who was it? I don't know that yet. I don't care who calls him what. Reaper's just a name. He's a person at the end of the day. And if it turns out it was him what killed the boss, then God help him. Gina is pissed. Fiery eyes indeed. And just to think, at the beginning of our entire adventure, he had her in the in the murder stand. How things have turned around. Yes, the culprit deserves every ounce of your loathing. Eh? At least that may be some solace to the deceased. Please, Odo. Get whoever did this for the boss. Oh, she looks so sad. Oh, Gina. I ain't feeling this useless, but there's nothing I can do. So you gotta find who done this and make the rest pay. Counsel for the defense and the defendant. Court will be in session shortly. Make your way into the courtroom at once, please. All right, then. Here we go. It's time, Mr. Naruhodo. Lord Venzix. One who lost his treasured brother to a mass murderer. One who lost his treasured father in a foreign court of law. And one who lost the man who helped her escape destitution. Ooh, all that misfortune, all that pain, on course to collide headlong in this trial. It's time to shine a light on all these dark events. And whatever truth is revealed, we're going to have to look it straight in the eye. Here we go. Here we freaking go. Tension is so tough you can carve it with a knife. This is so empty.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are here to conduct a fair trial and just trial of the defendant, Baruch Van Zieks. Counsels for the defense and prosecution, are you ready to begin?
The defense is ready, my lord. The prosecution is more than ready. Oh my god, he looks so sinister! Yes, I am. There's no denying I'm a dork. Oh, Kazuma-sama. I've been wishing to see you in court again for so long, Beals. But I never pictured it happening like this. I never thought I'd be facing you behind the prosecution's bench.
The so-called Reaper of the Barely has been a scourge like no other, undermining Her Majesty's justice system. Today we must uncover the truth behind this scourge.
In other words, this trial is going to be a lot more far-reaching than Inspector Gregson's murder. Mm-hmm.
The truths revealed by these proceedings have unpredictable repercussions through the judiciary. Accordingly, they are to be conducted as a closed trial with no members of the public present.
Oh, no more surprise witnesses, that's for sure.
By Her Majesty's direct orders.
Will that work, my lord?
The burden of all arbitration and adjudication falls on my shoulders. Therefore, as you will see, the jurors' bench shall remain vacant today.
If no members of the public are present, might I ask who is currently occupying the gallery, my lord?
They are members of the judiciary, here to witness proceedings and ensure an equitable trial.
Members of the judiciary. Oh my, this is a very unusual trial already.
There is, of course, another unprecedented aspect to these proceedings, on which I must elaborate. The counsels for the prosecution and defense are both aliens of Great Britain.
Oh yeah, I just realized that too. Yeah, no more witnesses, no more jurors, no more outside opinions available on the fly. We in trouble. And both of the prosecutors are Japanese. I believe it takes an outsider to see the truth sometimes. As I stand here in this courtroom now, I'm quite certain. This is the reason why I had to come to Britain. Zuma?
Very well, let us commence proceedings. Prosecutor Asogi, your opening statement, if you please.
Yep, aliens. Aliens. Oops. Certainly, my lord. The incident took place on 1st November. Guys? 1st of November? I mean, it's like 10 days ago! My god! Timing, irony. Okay. Just after 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The location of the building of flats on Fresno Street on the outskirts of the city. The victim's body was discovered, and there was an old single-room rental property.
Yes, Inspector Tobias Gregson, a name very well known indeed to this court. Not least for his miraculous resolution of one of the country's grimiest cases 10 years ago? How you doing, Whispers and Static? How are ya? Wait a frickin' second! What is it? I know! I was playing Romance of the Three Kingdoms. I didn't know this was coming. But the murder happened that day, so it took a couple of days to do the investigation, right? Right? So, technically we're still okay. Takes time for the body to be discovered, took time to do the investigation, took time to talk from the witnesses. So, yeah, it will be around the same window. But I'm looking at this thing, what this guy just said just now. One of the country's grimiest cases 10 years ago. What do we know that happened 10 years ago? Could it be Gregson is tied to the case about the grave robber that we saw before? I think he's tied to it, and he's a loose end that just got tied up. I think so. I think it's tied to that wax case we just saw a little bit while ago. We shall see. The professor case. Yep, that's what I was thinking of. I was right. Gregson was tied to that. We never saw a mention of Gregson before this. What in the hell is on Ryunosuke's shoulder? I just now realized there's a mouse on his shoulder. What the heck is there a mouse on the shoulder for? Okay. And she has cherry blossoms with her goggles. The professor case. And he has stars on his. How sure are you about the time of the incident? Oh, see, they're asking the questions. Several witnesses on the street outside heard the gunshot, and all have reported the same time. Yes, that's what Gina told us too. There were a number of witnesses. I have here a plan of the room. The victim was found curled up in one corner. It is believed that he was shot from the front at point-blank range and died instantly. Okay. How has the range been determined?
There were scorch marks around the entry wound. Such marks are caused by the gunpowder used to fire the bullet. But powder hot enough to leave scorch marks. It was only injected a few inches beyond the end of the barrel. In other words, it only happens when the target is at point-blank range. So they got all up in his face and shot him like, pew! Sheesh.
I see, yes. Thank you for the detailed explanation, Counsel.
The autopsy report has been entered into the court record. The murder weapon was found lying beside the victim.
And have you managed to ascertain the owner of this firearm?
No, my lord. Not conclusively. Bravo, Kasuma-sama. We're not trying to use the gun as evidence when its provenance can't be proven. Furthermore, my lord, as I've explained, the revolver was fired at extremely close range. The bullet passed through the victim and struck the wall behind him. There is a... Got that word again. Candelabrum mounted on that wall, and the tip of one of the candles in it was found to have been blown off by the projectile. We noticed that too, didn't we? Yes, that's right.
Thank you for the thorough report, Counsel. The setting of the crime is clear to me. You will submit the plan of the crime scene as evidence, please.
As you wish, my lord. The crime scene for plans have been entered into the court record. Hi, Ben. How are ya? Oh, yeah. Thinking hurts my head. Thinking hurts my head. Let's see. Back in character. Get back in character. Back in character.
Is this Fresno Street room Inspector Gregson's private abode?
No, my lord. The room is rented to a Mr. Hugh Boone. But there is precious little furniture inside and is generally in a poor state of repair. So, what on earth was Gregson even doing there? Presumably, he was investigating some case or other.
When a policeman was informed of the gunshot from the witnesses and rushed to the scene,
he found only the deceased inspector and the accused standing alongside the revolver. The attending officer arrested the accused on the spot.
So, the details of the case are clear.
In that case, the prosecution would like to call his first witness.
A name, please, Counsel.
Naturally, the accused himself. Lord Van Zeeks? Wait, what the heck, man? You called the murderer on the stand at the beginning of the case? What the hell's up with that? Oh, sleep deprived, huh? I know that feeling. Especially when I drink too much dubby. Well, I'm hoping you get some rest and soon. Because otherwise you're going to find yourself conking out. Trust me, I know. Spent the last couple of days mostly sleeping myself, so I can't think anymore. Yeah. My head hurts. I can't think anymore. Okay. Think. Okay. Think. Okay. Lord Van Zeeks! You have to stay in the grind. Ah. Well, what good is a grind if you're gonna push yourself to the point where you don't get any sleep, though? You have to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor, right? As a prosecutor, he believes in the oath of office as he's taken and will be compelled to tell the truth. He's going to incriminate himself, I'm sure.
Very well. Let the defendant take the witness stand.
I've never seen him in this position. This is so weird. So, witness, state your name and occupation for the court. Baroque Van Zeeks, Old Bailey prosecutor.
I presume, Lord Van Zeeks, that you have heard the prosecutor Iseogi's opening précis?
I never saw that word before. I did.
It is alleged that you were found at the scene of the crime, and that you were arrested by the arriving police officer. Can you confirm this?
Yes, my lord. Then, I'm sure the court would like to hear you explain some things away. Namely, Why were you there in the room on Fresno Street at the time in question? And what exactly took place? I intend to explain away nothing. I will simply tell the truth.
I must say, Lord Van Zieks, I never imagined this day would come. Or rather, I didn't want to imagine it would come. But since you became known as the Reaper, a part of me has been dreading it. Your formal testimony then, witness.
So he knew it was coming, eventually. The facts of the incident. You know that? Not bad. Not bad. Spray me. Not bad. I'm just a knucklehead. I was investigating Gregson, and my inquiries led me to that address. When I first entered that room that day, it was dark inside and I saw no one. A moment later, I heard the gunshot. Impressive. I need much more than that. 3 hours max minimum for me. Just as I picked up the firearm to examine it, the door flew open and I heard a man scream. It was only then that the body of Inspector Gregson appeared before me. Oh. So it was in total darkness. That testimony was the whole truth? It was. So, you heard a shot being fired in a room with no living occupants. Okay. I don't want to respond to that. And moments later, a corpse somehow appeared before your eyes. Is that it? You're right. You haven't explained away anything. In fact, that will barely qualify as an excuse. I thought you were my mute apprentice. he's dogging him now. Yet, it turns out you have a way with words, Prosecutor Asogi.
It would appear to be a singular tale indeed.
Singular isn't the word. It's laughable. I don't like his hair in this one, though. I like his hair in the first one. I miss that red headband that was swaying in the back. I miss that. What's got into Kazuma? He's not behaving like himself at all.
Very well then. Counsel, you may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. The facts of the incident. Okay, I was investigating Gregson. My inquiries led me to that address. Let's hold it. Where's my button? No, we're going back. We're gonna press it to death here. Press. I need more details. You were investigating the inspector? What on earth for? I'm not at liberty to say. Sorry? I identified a distinct possibility that Gregson was involved in a case I was investigating. Regrettably, though, he was killed before I could secure the proof I needed.
Is the court to understand, then, that on the day in question you followed the victim to the scene?
Why would I object? I have nothing to object to. Yet. No, I was privy to his movements in advance. How? I stole into his office in the yard and consulted his diary. The address on Fresno Street was noted in the 5 p.m. entry. You illegally entered the man's office? In Japan, that alone would constitute a very serious offense. Oh, you're talking about Kazuma or Van Zeke? So, which one? Or are you talking about the judge? Are you saying that the judge is too hot? Because look at all that hair on the judge's mouth. He must be really hot. Yeah. How you doing, gamer? Yes, the judge must be the hottest person in the whole game.
As it does in Great Britain, I assure you. Is that not the case, Lord Van Zeeks?
No, no need for that. I was aware of the possible consequences. Hey, his face is super toasty, okay? So, in summary, you were investigating the victim. And yet, you refuse to tell the court why. Damn. Okay. Oh, you're talking about Van Zeeks. Okay, that's a different story. Yeah. Now, you should have saw him when he was smashing all those champagne bottles earlier in the game. Lots of wine bottles were busted. Lots of champagne bottles were destroyed. It feels weird to be in a courtroom without seeing some wine get splashed. I didn't realize the British prosecutors enjoyed such freedom to choose what to divulge under oath. I don't even know. Could be a pigeon. Oh, why did I ever think I could defend this man? When I first entered the room on that day, it was dark inside and I saw no one. Have you ever been to that address before? No, never. I only learned of the place as a result of my investigations into Gregson's activities. There was no light inside when I entered, so it was all but impossible to make out anything. But at 5 p.m., the sun would have only just gone down. It would have still been reasonably light outside. There's no light. The walls were bricked up, remember? The room had a window, but it was boarded shut. See, that's what I said. That's what I meant. Very little light found its way into the room from outside, so it was extremely murky inside. I wouldn't have noticed if the victim was already lying on the floor. There was no artificial light in the room, you say? You're quite sure? I'm quite sure that part of the room where the body was found was very dark. I have a feeling there was a small oil lamp burning on the desk, though I couldn't say for certain. Look, Mr. Naruhodo. There's a small desk in the room just there. Yes, I remember. And there was an oil lamp on it, as well as the framed photograph. When I entered the room, I closed the door behind me and started toward the desk to investigate. And what did you find? Nothing. I never actually reached the desk. A moment later, I heard the gunshot. I spun around and saw the revolver on the floor. So, who fired the gun? I have no idea. I didn't see anybody else in the room. would like that, huh? Objection. What if it was a device? Remember the very first Ace Attorney game, where there was they found out there was a device set to shoot a gun if something happened. What if something might have been the similar case here? What if that's a possibility? I didn't see anybody else in the room. But you say it was very dark in there? Yes, that's right. All I can tell you is that I didn't sense another presence. Aha! Then it could be... The gunshot was actually originated from somewhere outside the room. What did I just say? What did I just say? That's exactly what happened in the first game. No. That's out of the question. Oh, that kind of sucks. Oh. Without doubt, the sound emanated from inside the room. I could smell the gunpowder. This is going from bad to worse. And you say that that's the point at which you noticed the revolver on the floor? Correct. And I foolishly picked it up. That was carelessness on my part.
Presumably, then, the gunshot you heard came from the firearm that you somewhat hastily took in your hands.
Which also happened in the first game. In point of fact, my lord, I believe it did not. What? The barrel of the revolver I picked up was cold. There was no smell of spent powder. But then where on earth is the gun that was fired? Whilst I would like to oblige you with an answer. Who, Fruity? No, I know. We never saw him with any females, but we never seen him with anyone, actually. I think his only person he had contact with was either the lawyer or the other lawyer. That was the only one we've ever seen him in contact with. I don't know. I'm afraid I can't. I, too, would really like to know that. Just as I picked the firearm up to examine it, the door flew open and I heard a man scream. It was only then that the body of Inspector Gregson appeared before me. So, that's Lord Van Zeek's account. Wait a sec, I didn't do a check on the last one. Do you have any thoughts, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, mainly that it really doesn't ring true in all sorts of ways. Who fired the gun if no one else was there? And how did the corpse just appear in front of him? So, you think Lord Van Zeeks is lying? No, I don't think that. I mean, if he was going to lie, I would expect him to come up with a more credible story. Wouldn't you? Yes, I completely agree. I think he genuinely doesn't know what really happened himself. So we must do what we can to fill in the gaps. Yes, first and foremost, we need information. Okay. Let's check the last part. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we didn't do a press on these last two, so let's do a press. Hold it. A man, you say? One of the witnesses, I presume? That's right. One of the street merchants working on Fresno Street.
Who are these merchants?
A number of them had set up their stalls directly beneath the boarded window of the crime scene. A match seller, a newsmonger, and a peddler. They've all given statements saying they heard the gunshot. And without thought of danger, they ran inside to see what happened. Yes, Gina told us about that yesterday, didn't she? They burst through the door with some force, it would seem. They did, and almost gave me a heart attack in the process. But you're supposed to be the Reaper. The first man to come in immediately noticed the revolver in my hand and fled. A policeman patrolling on Fresno Street heard the commotion and was able to arrest the accused shortly after the incident occurred. Anyway, the man's scream drew my attention in that direction. It was only then that the body of Inspector Gregson appeared before me. Taking November... You're so close to taking November because of Vanny Poo? Okay. I'm going immune to his charms. I've been seeing this guy for months now, okay? I grew immune to any of his charms. After playing both of these games for so long, nope. In fact, every time he opens his mouth, I want to punch him now. It's so hard to resist telling him to shut up. But he hasn't yelled objection in this case yet, so I haven't had a chance to yell shut up. What do you mean by that? In what way did the body appear? And I honestly can't explain it, but it's the truth. Oh God. Oh my God, I've been playing this series for so long, I was an entirely different model back then. How long I've been playing this game? I was a totally different VTuber back then. Wow. How about a flashback from the past? As far as I was concerned, the body hadn't been there until that point. And then, suddenly, it was. Did you perhaps hear the sound of the victim falling to the ground just before the hand? At that moment, what I heard was the sound of the door flying open and the scream of the man who came inside first. Nothing more. I see. After the man fled, I examined the body. I was stunned to find that it was Gregson.
Most curious circumstances indeed.
How the inspector was killed, or how his body seemed to appear out of nowhere, I have no idea.
Objection.
Damn! Surely the court has heard enough. What the hell, man? You trying to cut him off? My lord, the cross-examination has clearly revealed that the accused, Barack Van Zieks, is lying on multiple fronts. Man. What? What is that supposed to mean?
Good gracious, counsel. The defendant is lying?
In his testimony just now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is he pulling a reverse Uno on me? Is he? What the? He claims that he failed to notice the victim's body because the room was dark. That's correct. No, that's impossible. As proven by this candelarium. Does that prove anything? I'm okay with this. It's an entirely different take on an entirely different system. If you examine the tip of the long candle, you can see it had been blown off by a powerful impact.
one would assume that the projectile from the firearm passed through the victim and struck the candle.
The problem comes when you consider the other two candles, which are clearly of a different length.
Yes, I can see that only the candle that appears to have been struck by the bullet is long.
I was wondering about that. I didn't understand it because I never really worked with candles. We could reasonably expect someone to have lit all three candles together. Which begs the question of why only one ended up longer than the others. That must be because that particular candle was extinguished when the others were still burning?
Oh, you just opened up a new exposure, dude.
That's right. When the candle was hit by the bullet, obviously went out. But the other two candles would have still been burning. So the fact is, the victim's body would have been illuminated by the light still thrown by the candelarium. And the accuser's claim that he couldn't see the body clearly contradicted those facts. And now, through the next lie. There's more? The accuser also claims never to have visited the scene of the crime before. That's the truth. In that almost empty room, the police discovered something very unusual. A board covered from top to bottom in police documents and newspaper cuttings. Yes, that's right. We saw it too. It goes without saying that the contents of the police documents cannot be divulged. However, they included a number of reports from various historical cases, the oldest of which was from 10 years ago. 10 years ago? This is starting to sound familiar. And there's a common thread linking all of the documents on that board.
Indeed? What is the common thread, Counsel?
They all relate to cases prosecuted in court by Barak van Zieks.
All of them?
And furthermore, all of those cases are ones in which the defendant was acquitted.
Good Lord!
Interestingly, none of those defendants are alive today. Except for one. Because all of them have been sent to their graves by the Reaper. Oh no. In short, that dingy little room is the Reaper's secret hideout and the base of his operations. No, I don't think so. I think somebody who's been tracking the Reaper is in that room. I don't think it's the Reaper. The Reaper's hideout? And yet, the Reaper would have claimed never to have been in his own secret hideout? No one would believe that, no. The truth is, we've been looking at this backwards.
Huh? Backwards? Explain, Counsel!
Inspector Gregson was investigating the identity of the Reaper. When he discovered the location of the man's secret hideout, he was killed. And I'm sure everyone can imagine, by the Reaper's hand. What? Oh my God.
Order! 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 Very well. I hereby state the current opinion of the court. Barak van Zieks is an outstanding prosecutor who has rendered great service to this country. However, it is with deep regret that I must concur with Prosecutor Asaogi's contention that the defendant's testimony exhibits a number of stark inconsistencies with the known facts. All I have done is state the truth as I know it. Kazuma's done a brilliant job as ever.
He's drawing on his experience as a defense attorney to build his prosecution case, and it's formidable.
Counsel, you will submit the board that you just showed the court as evidence. I believe it to be fundamental in establishing the facts surrounding the Reaper's existence.
Thank you, my lord. Oh, goody. That's what I've been waiting on. Let's look at this thing. And now, the prosecution would like to call new witnesses to the stand. In a moment, after I take a look at this. Let's do some examination of our own here. Wait! Excuse you? Oh, what's this? Mr. No, look! Oh, yes, a smudge of some kind. In fact, it looks just like a handprint. And the color! That's blood, isn't it? What if it's not? What if it's... I read my logic here. Hair dye. I'm wondering, because we saw the wig as a piece of evidence, and we see a hand that's also red. What if it's not blood, but hair dye? Oh dear, how disturbing. There's a bloody handprint on the backside. Can we read it in detail? There are details of a whole raft of cases dating back years on here, aren't there? This paper from 10 years ago is browning with age. Look. Out of interest, the most recent thing appears to be this newspaper cutting here. Oh, it's the same Red-Headed League advertisement that Mr. Jones had picked up. What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? It's tied to that redhead somehow. And do you remember? There was a red hairpiece at that scene, too. Was Inspector Gregson an exponent of the Red-Headed League then? Anything else? I don't think I see anything else being triggered. Okay, let's see what else is going to bring. Witnesses who saw events unfold on the day in question. They were mentioned in the previous testimony too, if you remember. Yes, the street sellers who heard the gunshots and went running into the room.
Very well. Lead the witnesses in. The defendant may step down from the witness stand.
Certainly, my lord. Who the hell are these people? Okay. Okay. So, witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court. Names? We don't use names. Fancy, far too fancy for the likes of us. We're just free and easy. So we live where we want to live. I give them all a vacant stare as I walk down the Fresno and spin a few words into a verse for them.
Oh. I'd be right in assuming that the three of you make your living by selling wares on the street?
Yeah, everybody calls me Gus if I sell Johnny little tidbits to passers-by, you know? Johnny little tidbits? Got an absolute smasher for you, sir. Right up your kennel it is. 6 pence the price and not a penny less. Wait, you're actually trying to sell it to me now? Oh, come on, sir. Don't tell me you're not interested. Try the man. Give him the money and see what it is.
Pay the man, counsel.
Oh my god, even the judge is in on this. Oh god. Well, they did kind of have that with the original DS games where you actually were able to scream into the microphone and then scream in objection and hold it. So maybe they were on the right track. But I don't know. I don't think a VR game would be suitable for something like this. It's too visual novelty. They also tried something similar with Danganronpa with their VR game, and it really didn't sell that well. It's to the point where I can't even buy it. That's how bad it did. It was only released digitally, and it never got a full release because it bombed so bad. Alright, 6 pence it is. You won't regret it, sir. No, you got the listening ears on. Oh, take your butts to sleep. Just between us, a young couple on Slate Street have just had twins. Well, that's what I'm saying. They had a fully immersive Danganronpa game, which pretty much uses most of the same mechanics and more, but it just didn't go well. Is that it? No, that's not it. It's gossip, ain't it? It wants to spread, so that bit's up to you and your mouth, of course. I got more, you know. Want another juicy one? 6 pence a piece, if you're curious. I'm curious, yes, about what's going on just under that fat bottom lip of yours. Namely that unusual bruise, or whatever it is, poking out from under your collar. Like someone choked him. What about the next witness, then? What name do you go by, and what do you sell? Me? I'm Venus. That's what everyone calls me. Funny, isn't it? I sell these lovely little fireworks. Fireworks? Seriously? Lovely little fireworks to all the local school kids. 6 pence a pop. What do you say? Did she just light that on her butt? Is her butt flammable? Witnesses with flammable butts. You weren't exaggerating with little. Do they actually sell? Oh yeah. The second years can't get enough of my Venus firecrackers. Especially when I tell them if they get 100, they could blow up the school. I sense a felony in the making.
Not the most savory of ideas, young lady.
What do you say then, man? Want a pop with 6 pence for a pop? Wait, what? You want me to buy one? I'll tell you what, I'll let you in on a little secret. If you get 100 of them, you can blow up the whole courtroom. Oh, okay, hold on. That happened in the 5th Ace Attorney game where the courtroom was blown up. God dang it. They're really trying me with these references here, okay? Try the woman. Give her the money and see if she's right.
Pay the woman, counsel.
Fuck it. It's trying to make it go broker. Alright, I'll buy one. Lovely stuff, right then. This is something a bit extra just for you. The Venus Special. Only 600 pence. 600? It's 100 of my regular fireworks. Nothing little about it. About that, is there? And there'd be nothing little about the punishment if I blew up the old Billy either. Oh. Like I said, that sounds like something that would have been a gunshot. Venus Firecracker has been entered into the court record. And the last witness, what name do you go by and what do you sell? I'm a thinker me. I think of all sorts of thoughts. I think, therefore I am, and therefore I think. Because I stand there on the street watching the world go on about me. They call me the old observator. Cut it out, old man. Everybody called you the sandwich and you know it. So, you don't actually sell anything? A problem shared is a problem held, did they say? I give advice I do and think what it means. I don't actually sell anything, no, come to think of it. Pity. No more purchases today, please. Well, we have quite a cast here, it seems. They conduct their business on Fresno Street, from morning until night, my lord. And always in the same place, directly adjacent to the crime scene. I see. And thus they heard the gunshot, I suppose? Not only that, but they very bravely ran inside to see what was going on and witnessed the crime. I'll be beggared, I thought it was just between us. Venus de Milo, what am I to do? What a terrible thing I saw. What I think is, what all I see is light and shadow playing with her eyes. Very well. The court will hear the formal testimony of these three witnesses now. You will describe in detail what you witnessed and heard at the time of the incident. The witness's account. We saw the whole thing from start to finish. We did everything from the moment they went in the building. It was less than a minute after the Reaper had gone inside, and we all heard a big bang. Seems to me they're quick to talk, is quick to walk. Gossip couldn't wait to go and see what had happened. Ran into the room where there was the Reaper gun standing over the dead body. I was scared after death me, so I ran to find a copper. If these witnesses were there the whole day and saw everything, who did they see going inside the building? Only the victim, Inspector Gregson, and the accused, Barack Van Zeeks. I've seen pictures of that Reaper in the paper. I know what it looks like. Just between us and folks love stories like this, I've made myself a tidy sum already. But wait, the room was just one of several flats in the building. Someone from another flat could have done it. All those flats on Fresno Street are unoccupied. Of course they are. They're small, damn dirty, and expensive to boot. The room in which the inspector was found was the only property in the building that's currently leased. That doesn't mean anything. People could still have been in the other rooms. And we know the leaseholder's name, don't we? It's Hugh Boone. We still don't know who this Hugh Boone is. The testimony the court has just heard would appear to leave little room for doubt. It's becoming increasingly difficult to see how anyone other than the defender could have committed the crime. No! Thank you for your candor, my lord. Counsel for the defense, you may proceed with cross-examining the witness. Yes, my lord. In a close court like this, without a jury, the judge is the only person whose opinion matters. I have to break down this testimony. Somehow. Let's do this. The witness's account. We saw the whole thing from start to finish. We did everything from the moment they went in the building.
Hold it!
When you say they, who do you mean exactly? Inspector Gregson and the defendant, Lord Van Zeeks? I suppose so. The likes of us don't know the names of the high and mighty. But I tell you one thing, it was the old Reaper that went in last, that's for sure, and certain. Just behind Inspector Gregson, did they arrive at the same time as each other? Oh, no, not at all. The first fellow must have gone inside a good 15 minutes before we heard that gunshot. The victim arrived 15 minutes before? Are you sure about that? Am I sure? Doesn't seem likely that I've forgotten a fellow with bright red hair does like that, does it? Excuse you? Who had red hair? Yeah, his hairs really were red, wasn't it? Redder than my fireworks even. That fiery red mop still burnt on the inside of my eyelids, it is. Wait a minute. You're saying that the man was a redhead? Weren't you listening, chum? He wore a red head and he had a big trunk with him as well. But Inspector Gregson's hair isn't red. Not by any stretch of the imagination. It seems likely that the person you saw wasn't, in fact, Inspector Gregson at all, but some other third party. I have a feeling that wig is going to come into effect. No, I hate to break it to you, but the witnesses are correct. What? Just have a look at this photograph of the victim taken at the scene. Oh, shit. Why was Gregson wearing red hair? Yes, that's Inspector Gregson, all right. And the red hairs? Of course, we saw one on the floor when we investigated the scene, didn't we? I still refuse to believe Inspector Gregson wore a hairpiece, though. So then why on earth would he have been wearing something like that?
The color does seem to suit the men, one might say. The photograph will be submitted as evidence, please, counsel.
The photograph of the victim has been entered into the court record. And what became of the trunk that the red-headed victim was supposedly carrying? I was informed that there was no trunk found at the scene. So, he just disappeared? What? Do you expect us to have been watching the building every second, do you? We definitely saw him in the dock going in, though. No questions about that. It was less than a minute after the Reaper had gone inside, and we all heard a big bang.
Hold it!
Let's piece that apart. By which, presumably, you mean the gunshot. I saw these little things, don't I? I know what a gunshot sounds like. But I always thought it sounded a bit like this, doesn't it? And you say you heard the noise almost as soon as you saw the defendant enter the building? That's right. It was almost straight away. Bang! It went just like that. Well, he's the Reaper, isn't he? That's what the French call a fait accompli. When the Reaper's around, people are going in the ground. I mean, that's what he does, isn't it? I think we get the message. The Reaper couldn't allow the Inspector to live after he discovered his secret hideout. I don't think that's the Reaper's hideout. I think that's the hideout of someone who was investigating him. There can be no clear motive for the crime.
Yes. It's certainly an eminently credible motive.
Great. And at that point, you ran inside. Is that correct? Right is not wrong. Not in this case.
Seems to me that quick to talk, quick to walk, Gossip couldn't wait to go see what had happened.
So, when Gossip ran to see what happened, did you go too?
Well, me, a bit hampered, you see, all the signs and all that. I couldn't move very well.
You were away behind, presumably? With that sandwich board around your neck and that big sign in your hand? What a great burden you bear. Pardon me for asking, Sandwich, but is it possible that you and I have met before? I think we have too. The Footman! The Footman! He's the Footman! The guy from the carriage case.
I'm not anybody. Me, these signs are what make me who I am now. I sign for who I am.
So, you weren't employed as an omnibus driver just under a year ago then? Uh-huh. I might be mistaken, but I believe his trembling has intensified, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, I agree. He's clearly been through a lot.
Well, yeah, the whole thing was on fire, so... King Henry's feet in the back window, his arms is just there.
Oh dear, you made him hide behind his sign. Life is full of surprises. He's probably scared of the Reaper because he took part in that first case.
I ran into the room, and there he was, the Reaper, gun in hand, standing over the dead body.
So then, you were the first person to arrive on the scene, is that right?
That I was. Kicked the door open like a professional, I did, and yelled out, "What going off here?"
Lord Van Zeke's claim all he heard was a man scream, though. And it was dark inside the room?
No, not dark at all. There were candles burning on the wall.
Really?
And there was a fellow collapsed on the floor. Just between us, the first thing I noticed when I got inside.
Ah, I see. Even though Lord Van Zeek claims not to have seen any such lights on the wall, the next thing I noticed was
someone standing right beside the body.
Huh? The accuser, Barack Van Zeeks.
That's right, the pale-faced Reaper himself. I was a little shocked, I won't deny it, but I ain't no little liver coward. I stood around and gave that Reaper a cold, hard stare at myself.
Excuse you, what do you got to say, Mr. Footman?
Excuse me.
Do you have something to add, Mr. Sandwich?
There's really nothing to me. Empty in the head I am. Just two slices with no middle. So I don't know what you want with me.
I think that maybe you just remembered something. Having heard Mr. Gossip's last statement, I mean.
What I think is there were nothing really. We tried to dress ourselves up completely something else. But at the end of the day, we're all just street sellers. That's enough out of you, Sandwich. Keep your trap shut now. Unless you want to make you into a real Sandwich.
Why is he so threatening? See, I don't trust this gossip guy. When he saw the Ripper, he fell clean over on his backside. That's it. Oh, you rotten bear! I told you to keep that a secret. He screamed, he did. Screaming and scrambling on all fours. That's what I wanted to say. Master Gossip, is this true? The floor was dead slippery. That's why. Why did I hit the filthy pool of blood? Didn't I? Yuck. Hand? Blood? I'm remembering that. What? A pool of blood? But listen here, even when I was sprawled on the floor, I still kept giving that Reaper a cold, hard stare, and don't you forget it. Let's go back a little. Did you say you got blood on your hand? Hi there, how are ya? I did, I? Happen to be the best of us at all times, doesn't it? I was scared, so I slipped over. We can't keep it between us, can we? No, Mr. Gossip. I'm going to have to ask you to add that information to your formal testimony. Oh, I must.
The witness will amend his testimony to include the aforementioned details at once.
I slipped over and got blood on my hand, so I quickly wiped it off the floor. I'm about to screw up. Let's get our saving spots and see what happens. I've been really tired, quiet. Got all my homework done until Tuesday and was a little late starting the stream here. But I'm getting back on track and trying to see if I can play this for another 20 minutes before I pass out. And I think I've got this guy by the balls. I saw blood somewhere. I saw some blood somewhere. And I'm going to show him where I saw some blood.
Objection.
So, you wiped the blood from your hand on the floor of the room. Are you quite sure about that? Well, what else do you expect to have me done, huh? Does it really matter?
Objection.
The police found no such handprint on the floor during their investigations. What exactly is the defense asserting? If you listen, you'll find out, Prosecutor Asaogi. We fighting. Certainly, there was no bloody handprint found on the floor. What are you trying to say? There was a handprint of blood left very clearly at the scene. On the back of this notice board.
Oh, yes, indeed. Indisputably a handprint in the distinctive color of blood.
Oh, you did right with my right hand. I know it anywhere. Not hot actual hero. The witness will definitely testified that he wiped his hand on the floor. Any handprint on the back of the board are irrelevant. Objection! Not if the board itself had fallen over into the floor. In that case, it's quite possible for the witness handprint to have ended up there. Just look at the floor plan of the room. The notice board was in the opposite corner of the room to the victim, and in an upright position. Even if it had somehow been toppled, it was lying on the floor at the time. it would have been a considerable distance from the body. I fell over when I came across the body. So it was basically right next to the corpse. Not on the other side of the room. I don't believe this guy. I think he's lying. In other words, the defense's assertion is contradictory. Yes, it is. There's a very definite contradiction here, for which there must be a reason.
I take it that you formulated a proper hypothesis, Counsel? Regarding this apparent discrepancy between the witness account and the handprint found at the scene?
I have, my lord. The discrepancy between the witness account and the location of the handprint is explained by... Oh, shoot. I have an idea, but I want to make sure. Either it's another handprint or the board moved. It's probably easier to explain that the board moved. The real contradiction here is that the handprint itself is the handprint itself, not where it was found. As the court see, it's upside down.
Good gracious, so it is. If the witness had put his hand against the board, the fingers should be pointing upwards.
What?
What does that tell us?
It tells one simple fact, that this handprint was made. The board must have been laying on the floor, as I previously suggested. Which means that after the incident, it must have been moved. What?
Objection.
You're claiming that the body, somebody moved the notice board after the shooting? Then tell the court who. Wait a sec. It do have to deal with the fact that the gun itself was cold. That crime scene could have been staged. We just don't know when. I don't know that yet. That the point is, when you consider all the testimony we've heard so far, we can now be clear on one point.
And what would that be?
The position of the notice board at the time of the incident, my lord.
So, counsel, I must ask you to clarify your assertion for the court. At the time of the incident, where do you maintain the notice board was situated?
I think it has to be near here.
Take that.
This
It's the only possible location.
immediately adjacent to the doorway?
If the court would think back to the testimony given by the defendant earlier, he said that when he entered the room, it was dark, and he couldn't see the body.
But
If the notice board had been there, the body would have been completely hidden from view, and the light from the candles would have been blocked, making the room appear darker.
Objection.
Oh dear. But the accused also claims that the victim's body simply appeared before him. That's true. Or, in this precise words, just as I picked the firearm up to examine it, the door flew open and I heard a man scream. It was only then that the body of Inspector Gregson appeared before me. I don't know what to call it a stream, because he was talking about me and made no mistake. Because it was me that kicked the door open. If you look again at the floor plan, he can see it, the door. The door would have actually blocked the view. Consider what would happen if the door to the room was thrown with force open. That can't. The door struck the notice board, knocking it over and making the victim's body visible.
Good gracious!
My client has told nothing but the truth. He has simply described what he saw. Ah!
Order! Order, Council! How has this not come to light before now?
After the incident, somebody must have righted the board and moved it into the position where the police, myself, and my colleagues saw it when investigating the room. Which means there was someone in that room who did it.
Witness! What have you to say for yourself?
What? Me, my lord? You and your fellows were there at the crime scene before anyone else. It goes without saying that you must know something about the position of the notice board.
The witnesses in the stand will testify again. You will each explain exactly what you did upon arriving at the scene of the crime. Eh? Stop putting the glasses on me! I got the message!
I think this is a good point to save it. Yeah, save it right here. Because it is almost midnight. Okay. So we're going to save it here and bring it back next week. Where we'll cover more of the game. Okie doke. Okie dokie day. So it is 11:50. I do need to get ready for bed because I do have school tomorrow. And I'm going to have to wake up and take a shot of W after walking the dog and to make sure that I'm focused, awake, and able to do all my reading and watch all my videos so I can make sure that my brain is up to snuff for class. I got a lot of stuff to memorize, guys. That's a lot. I'm still trying to remember the names of the 3 ear bones. I'm still trying to remember all of the facial sinuses. I'm trying to remember all of the fontanelles and maxillas, and oh my gosh, it's a lot. Okie doke. What the hell? I'm not even going to try it with you, okay? I'm not. My brain is not worth it, okay? My brain does not want to consume that type of argument right now. No, it won't. So, let me close this up. And let's see what... Okay, that was me. That's not what I want to see. I do not want to see that. I want to see that. What am I doing? Tomorrow... Well, as I said earlier, I did change my schedule a bit. So every week on Sunday and Monday, Sunday will be Ace Attorney, Monday will be Danganronpa. 3 days will be a special theme. Then 2 days will be Koei, and then we repeat the cycle. So obviously I need to change the schedule here, but you'll get the idea. So that's what it's going to be for a while. If I happen to not be able to stream a day, I will try to make it up the next day. Especially if it's one of these games that I have to do a review for. I will try my best not to take on as many new games for reviews because I want to actually focus more on the ones I already have to actually make some progress through those. So, yeah, I hope you guys are happy for Ace Attorney returning, Danganronpa returning, and a double dose of Koei every week. And new features every week. I think that way I'll be able to stay a little bit more on track with everything. Okay? Any questions before we wrap things up tonight? Oh, in case anyone missed earlier, I did put up a posting in two postings in the Discord. One that actually talked about Dubby, the where I actually took pictures of my Dubby that I just got in the mail yesterday and showed you guys exactly what to expect if you were to ever order a tub from it. And I also put up a listing of all of my, well, at least most of my new sponsor links, affiliate links, with all of the artwork I designed for them too. So you guys will be seeing them under the little moving picture you see there, but it's also in the Discord. I still have more I need to make because I haven't finished the one for Amazon or for a couple other things. I'm trying to find out where the one for Streamily is because I know I have that one too, but I just don't know where it is. But yeah, new additions include things like CD Japan is now here. So if you want to get Japanese music or Japanese food, snacks, you can use that. Got a new banner here for the Dubby there. My brain still hurts. Made a new one for Fanatical where I focus on all of the games and such they have. Made a new one for Humble. Play Asia has a new one. Starforge Systems is the get back over there. I have that as a new situation now. I have the service, but I don't have an affiliate system with them. No, I do use Crunchyroll to watch anime, yes, but I don't. Actually, I'm using my nephews to be honest. I don't have any affiliate situation with them yet. I don't even know if I could. Huh? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Huh? When did I say October? I didn't say anything about October. What are you talking about? I did not say anything about October. What are you talking about? Americans put the month before the day. I'm doing what I was taught, okay? It ain't my fault that it's weird, okay? Did you guys get the picture? 11:10. There is no 16th of November. There's no 16th month. There's no 17th month, okay? Well, that's the only way I can write it, okay? And it's the only way I can fit it on there, too. But yes, October the 10th is what it is for me for the next 4 minutes. Not October. See, now you're messing me up. November the 10th is today. November 11th is tomorrow. November 12th is Tuesday. November 3rd. You get the picture. You can get the pattern. Either way, you just go by the day. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, Sunday I had to change because I'm pushing. I made that calendar before I decided that I was going to have the Ace Attorney be a weekly thing again. So I need to change a couple of things. But yes, I wanted to finish Ace Attorney 2, which we obviously are in the last case of. And I want to finish Danganronpa 2. Those are some goals I have. And I have a crap ton of Koei games I want to work my way through. I did not get to play Tokiden Kiwami or Atelier Riza last week because of, well, exhaustion and because of homework. So that's why I pushed it off until this week. And I'll try to bring back Romance of the Three Kingdoms in the following week after that. But yes, I'm trying my best here. I'm trying to do a solid rotation so I can feature more stuff. But also still be able to bring in stuff I want to continue. I did have a poll in the Discord asking you guys to vote on which normal games you guys want me to continue and which Koei games you guys want me to continue. I'm pretty sure the poll might be over by now, but I will look at the results of that, and that will be helping me finalize it. In fact, that was actually part of what gave me the idea for the current schedule, was seeing which ones you guys were voting for. But yes, if anyone, I would really prefer to have votes and such done within the Discord from now on, because it's a lot easier for me to keep track of stuff in the Discord, more so than trying to make voting systems on every single platform. It's easier if everyone just comes into the Discord and votes from there. In fact, we actually lost a bot today. It was kind of weird. We lost a Pokecore bot. It just died. Nobody was using it, but it's the first time I've ever seen a bot kick itself out of a server. Well, I had to try all approaches, you know. Nothing's going to be perfect unless I try them all right. Right? But with that being said, it is now 1 minute till midnight. I need to go to bed. Did I make sure I saved? I hope I saved. I don't even know what my gamepad at. Just in case I didn't save, I'm going to double save. No, I want to exit game. Exit game. What part of exit game do you not understand? I said exit. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so it is now almost midnight. Don't know what options I have available for rating situations. Let me double check here. Okay, of course. Oh, Alabama football. I don't watch college football. I only watch NFL football. I watch Arizona Cardinals mostly. So I don't really know much about the college tracks. And why didn't I see this message before? When did this message come in? Why did I miss that? I am so confused. Where did it go? Okay, where did that come in? I missed the chat and I didn't know where it came in from. Okay, now I saw it. Okay, yep. I see what the problem was. It was your fault, gamer. You distracted me with the objection and I missed the chat. I blame you. I blame you, gamer. No distractions. Okay. See, I don't understand the Trovo chat issue. It doesn't show up like it's supposed to, so I don't know. DJ Heidi is here? What? When did that happen? I don't know what I'm seeing. What is going on? I don't know what's going on anymore. I don't get it. I'm so confused. Trovo always has a habit of totally confusing me because I don't know half the things that's going on. And for some reason, I can't see half of the chat when it pops up until I tab over to it, and then all of a sudden it gives me all the chats and all the responses all at once. Hey, that silly American football is worth a lot of money, okay? That silly American football is starting to get noticed around the world. I think today they actually had a game in Germany. And 2 weeks ago they had a game in Europe, in England, I think. Was it 2 weeks ago or the week before? I don't remember. I can't keep track of this stuff. I can't. Okay. But as usual, I don't have enough to read on the kick, so we're going to wrap that up as well. Twitch, can we raid? Yes, we can. Who can we raid? I don't know. Let's see. I had to initialize the raid before I stopped the stream because my current system's kind of wonky. But who am I raiding? I don't know. Oh, I forgot about Junkenstein's Revenge on Overwatch. kind of missed Overwatch a little bit. A little bit. But then I remember that all the money I wasted on that game, then I don't care. I think I want to go ahead and go for Necomom. Not only are they doing a partner push, they're also playing Nikke, a game I actually do enjoy playing. Not as much as Echo Collapse, but it's one I actually did have fun playing. So I figure you guys might enjoy watching it too. Okay, so let's initialize our raid system. My brain hurts. My brain hurts. My brain hurts. So many buttons. There it is. Okay. Raid 2, if you're not sub. Raid 1, which I need to still fix. Okay, there we go. Raid message is set. Raid initializing now. Okay, and I am going to get ready to go. So I hope you guys have a good night. Where am I? Folder? There we go. Okay. So I hope you guys have a good night. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye. I don't have those characters. I don't think I have any of those characters. I'm jealous. Okay. Okay, raid is complete. Okay, and we just sent everyone on Twitch to the Necomom. And I'm going to get ready to stop the stream now. So if you're watching from YouTube, Kick, Trovo, or I think that's all of them. Have a good night. Oh. Okay, and bye bye. I can stop.